I'm pleased that a number of things I've written or said have found their way into books or websites with quotes from well-known people. Anyway, here are some that I particularly like. Some of the others I've also just things I've written or said otherwise that I think are worthy of your time. First, a couple regarding career. A career is like a suit of clothes. To be its best, it must be tailored and accessorized. You see, any job is off the rack, not optimal. So try to change your job description so as to maximize your strengths and skirt your weaknesses. Also, angle to have a boss you're going to respect. Important. Next quote is, do what you love and poverty likely follows. You see, too many people are passionate about the same few things, or one of the same few things. Entertainment, creative or performing arts, media, fashion, activism, and other nonprofit work, sports. So, if what you love is loved also by a lot of people, it's difficult to sustain making a living at it. It's often wiser to do what you love after work. Now some quotes about personal growth. We are swayed more by dubious flattery than by valid suggestions. We're more motivated to prove we're right than to find the truth. Progress requires low-risk experiments. For example, if you're unhappy with your life, try something low-risk and keep reassessing and revising. A sailor who wants to sail from San Francisco to Hawaii is wise to ever try different tacks, revising whenever a new experiment, a new direction, is more likely to accelerate progress. Stop looking back. Take the next step forward. My Holocaust survivor father rarely talked about it. I asked why, and he said, "The Nazis took 5 years from mine life. I won't give them 1 minute more. Don't look back. Take the next step forward." Do your tasks first 1 second activity. That helps when you're tempted to procrastinate. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. It even means if it's opening a book or turning on the computer, opening a file, whatever. Most people need monitoring. Without supervision, too many people don't do their tasks, nor do them well. That's true both at work and outside of work. To lock in a new attitude or behavior, write it and why. Paraphrase that each time you drink something for at least a few days until it becomes a habit. Now, 2 quotes on relationships. Better solo than so-so. Half of marriages divorce, and many of the others merely schlep along. And that's at least as true of unmarried couples. Reject the first offer, accept the second. In a negotiation, any increase in the third offer is likely to yield too little benefit to your life to justify the risks. Ongoing enmity with the person you're negotiating with, undue performance expectations, or even having the previous offer withdrawn. Here's 2 quotes about today's censorship. A thimble facing a tidal wave gets drowned. I've known too many intelligent, hard-working, well-intentioned people whose careers have been ruined by daring to question today's, I'll say it, politically correct orthodoxy, especially woke orthodoxy. And a corollary to that is today, if you question anti-merit redistribution, you risk the 3 C's: censure, censor, and cancel. Now, 4 quotes on education. The most under-taught subject? Entrepreneurship. New businesses not only create jobs, but bring us better products and services. Today, we're pressured to believe that people have roughly equal potential. The solidly predictive but out-of-fashion test scores, like IQ and its proxies, the SAT, GRE, MCAT, LSAT, give the lie to that. You'll likely learn more of enduring value from an hour of wise Google searching than from a course. A Google search gives you for free just-in-time learning of what you want to know in bites of your desired size and difficulty. In contrast, instructors, and especially professors, dispense masses of content, much of which you find irrelevant, too difficult, too easy, and or at a pace that is too fast or slow, or that you forget by the time you need the material, if ever. And too many professors try to force their values on you, and or prioritize what interests them over what you need. Education is America's most overrated product. For reasons that go beyond the scope of what can be discussed adequately in a little video like this, education, maybe especially higher education, usually fails to add value to the extent we hoped it would. And finally, no, I guess not finally, these are about 5 quotes on The Life Well Led. The pursuit of happiness is often the pursuit of shallowness. Wiser, the pursuit of contribution. I could be happy if I filled my days with rom-coms, gourmet eating, sex, and fun shopping. But my life would be far less meaningful than if I spent as much time as possible trying to make a difference in the world, or at least to my proximal sphere of influence. It's easy to be liked. Listen more than talk, praise often, disagree rarely. The question is, when is it worth the loss of integrity? To get the most from life, we must get enough sleep. Mercedes and Beamers owners, there's nothing statusy about waiting for the tow truck. That, of course, also applies to 5-star vacations, designer-labeled clothes, fancy addresses, and so on. Such materialism is not only shallow, for example, compared with wise investing or charity, but it often makes people be unethical around money, or demands that the person do remunerative, if unpleasant work, rather than, for example, something more creative. And such people are usually unaware that other people tend to view them as shallow. Make the most of each second. I do try to do that. It makes me feel alive and more contributory, which grows in importance as the sands of life's hourglass are seeming to drop ever faster. And now, finally, 3 about increasing gross world happiness. Consider the implications for all stakeholders. We tend to hold positions based on what's good for us, or that people in our echo chamber like. The wise person, though, considers the impact on one's sphere of influence and even beyond. Individualism has pluses: speed, more motivation, bolder solutions. Today, society's mind molders venerate collaboration, teamwork, we not me, together, all in. Individualism's benefits tend to get short shrift. Much of what we benefit from most was created by an individual, or at least an individual who ended up persuading others to follow. Some examples: a recent one, Sam Altman, who is the man behind ChatGPT. Steve Jobs, iPhone, iMac. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Google. Steven Spielberg, many beloved films. And in an earlier era, Johann Gutenberg, the printing press, Alexander Graham Bell, the telephone. The Wright brothers, the airplane. Leonardo da Vinci, paintings such as the Mona Lisa. Tim Berners-Lee, the internet. Marie Curie, radiation for cancer treatment. And finally, merit above all. That, I believe, is the most important principle to encourage a better world. And America's recent deprioritizing of merit is accelerating its fall, and China's and India's rise. In any case, those are some things that I've written or said that I hope you'll remember. In any event, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.